My journey began when I was 13. While I was at the pediatrician, he noticed that my blood pressure was high. By the time my senior year had rolled around, I was actually in kidney failure, and I started dialysis at 22. 3 times a week, 4 hours each time. It takes up the majority of your day. It's miserable. You can't really eat what you want to eat. You can't really drink a whole lot of anything. You're tired, you sleep a whole lot. I went from being fairly outgoing, like to have fun, go do things, to somebody who just didn't feel like doing anything and didn't really have much of a life. After 5.5 years, exactly a week before my birthday, I got a phone call saying that a transplant became available. The next morning, the transplant was in, and they said, "You're not going to have to deal with dialysis anymore."
I saw that smile and the gleam in his eye again once he was able to get up and do things on his own. He had a new lease on life.
I started to travel, even went back to school. I got to choose the life instead of it being chosen for me.
When Jelani and I met, he was actually in a great state. He was very physically fit, but very shortly after we met, his first kidney transplant started to fail.
I immediately went back on dialysis, but this time I had a little more education, and so I learned that there is a nocturnal dialysis where you run for 8 hours, 3 to 4 times a week.
He actually missed our oldest daughter's graduation. He couldn't go because of dialysis. I was alone a lot of the time.
I went to dialysis that evening. I ran. There wasn't anything out of the ordinary.
He came home about 3 o'clock in the morning. We're laying down and we're going back to sleep, and he was having a seizure.
And just to see him, on life support, not responding to anything, it was devastating.
I got a phone call saying that, he's on life support, and I'm asking questions of everything that he needs.
I said, "Baby, all he needs is a kidney." And he looks at me and he goes, "Is that all?"
I'm on the phone, I was like, all right, and I got up immediately and I got in my car and I was on my way.
Lo and behold, child went out and got in his car, however he got down there, and started testing. And then he called me on the phone and he said, "Auntie, I'm a match." And I was like, oh my God.
Right after the surgery, I was in the post-recovery, and my brothers and sisters and my wife came in and they were like, "Did you have the surgery?" I was like, it's in, it's done, it's working that well.
Ronnie's out in the hall dancing with other patients, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God. The energy, and Jelani looking just as dapper and sitting up in the bed, and him and Ronnie talking.
Really happy moment. It's a really happy moment that we made it.
I take 11 medications. Financially, the medications are astronomical, but they're necessary. And I would rather take the medication than be back on dialysis and back on the wait list, not knowing if I'm going to be around to see my family. A transplant really is hope. It's not just hope for yourself, it's hope for the people that you care about.
Now that Jelani is healthy and that he can be there full-time as a dad is amazing. The boys love him so much.
I've been trying to pay attention to how my body's been affected. I haven't really noticed much. I still eat up everything. I'm still fast. I have kind of like a psychological boost. Like I feel like I served a purpose, I've helped somebody. So it gives me like kind of a self-worth. It's a really good feeling. And I start to see how he is now amongst everyone else. And it's not just his life that I saved, but now I'm saving a whole bunch that's behind him.
I've had a good life. And if any of my organs can help someone extend their life and give them a new lease on life and a new birthday, I celebrate that.
It sounds simple, donate life. But how important is your life? And when you receive a transplant, somebody is giving it back to you.
I gave the gift of life, and I'm a living donor.